An enchanter has been called for, so an enchanter must be found. Following reports of an aether in the Boiler District, you find yourself standing before an abandoned and decrepit tavern, the Crooked Bone. Opening the door, the inside looks exactly as the outside advertised. Spider webs, splintered stools, and dusty, broken glass. Stepping past the threshold, a translucent female suddenly appears before you. Why have you come to this place, mercenaries? Your presence is unwanted, and you're disrupting my research. You quickly explain why you have come, and the woman's frown deepens. Oh, look at the aether woman. She can fulfill all our wishes. All she has to do is wave her hands and our wildest dreams will come true. She sighs in frustration, and actually does wave her hands. Leave me in peace. You don't move. She stares. Well, instead of disrupting, then maybe you could help. Scratch my back, maybe I'll scratch yours. That's how these things work, right? The woman turns and walks towards a destroyed set of stairs, but after a few steps, she fades away entirely. I need an orb from the frozen hollow in the Copperneck Mountains. The woman's voice comes from directly in front of you, as if she hadn't moved at all. Bring it back to me, and I may help you. A map drops at your feet. My name is Hale, by the way. Do not come back without the orb.
You have only just wandered off the main road in search of your destination when the ground begins to shift beneath your feet. What was once solid now gives way, and you find yourself falling down into a dark pit. You land 20 feet down, cushioned by the soil that fell with you. You stand up with alertness and look around, trying to get your bearings. You have fallen into a man-made cavern with some smooth stone walls and floors. This could be a trap, or just some long-forgotten structure. Explore the area. Lighting a torch, you see a number of passages leading you out of the stone room. Unfazed, you head down one of them and begin exploring the network of chambers. In one of them, you find a pedestal, and sitting on top of that, a small metal sphere. You take the strange sphere and continue your search, but the only other remarkable thing you find is the exit. Each character starts the next scenario suffering 1 damage.
The map is easy to follow. Deep in the Copperneck Mountains, obscured by snowdrifts, you find the opening to a dark, narrow cave. The wolf tracks around the entrance are troubling, but with a firm resolve, you enter.
I've cut out the card selection and thinking time. I'm going to keep the video mainly to the action. We have living spirits and hounds. The hounds have a retaliate of 1 when attacked in melee. Scenario effect. All mercenaries start with 3 extra -1 modifier cards. Wouldn't normally advise using a lost card on the first room, but this situation seemed promising with the number of hounds doing retaliate. My other option was brute force, attacking 3 targets at once, but would receive 3 damage in retaliation. My first use of Clear the Way, using an obstacle to my advantage, and attacking for 2, a +1 since Earth is infused. The living spirits have shields of 2 or 3, so a 3 attack may come away with causing minimal damage, but the hounds seem a better target. Using a +1 power potion on 4 targets, he has plenty of damage coming now. That's plenty of weakened hounds now. Let's see the brutes retaliate, do some damage when it's their turn to attack. Well, 0 damage, but the stun will stop the curse attacks. Unfortunately, no wind infusion for the Pierce ability on this attack, but it wasn't needed anyway. Lovely. So, room cleared, so collect some loot and head to the next door. Here we have 4 frost demons and 1 living spirit. I think a careful backing out of the room is called for here. Only 1 card left with a Scoundrel. Time for a rest. And since it looks like I've got all my items still available, a long rest isn't required. So we'll jump in for a short rest and discard a random card. The Scoundrel benefits most from having allies adjacent to the targets. More enemies with retaliation damage, this time retaliate of 2. Now time to move away before the frost demons take their turn. I had intended on using the flamethrower here and only risk the retaliation from 1 frost demon, but the targeting didn't let us do what I wanted to do. It looks like the primary hex is on the left, which is a wall, and I can't target the wall, so I can't flamethrower and move out the way. I'm going to have to move and attack from the side and take 2 lots of retaliation damage. I tried to rotate the target area, but that didn't seem to make a difference. luckily the frost demons are only shielding this round and not attacking. Otherwise, the little tinker there would have been in big trouble. The Battle Axe. Time to hit 2 targets at once, and they're both standing next to an ally. Took both out, so there's no retaliation damage. And additional damage to all allies and enemies adjacent to the main target. The Frost Demon on the right already has Wound, and they will therefore take an extra damage on his own turn. The Frost Demon's wound takes out his last hit point. Horned Helm. +1 damage when moving 4 or more hexes on your turn. Well suited to the Scoundrel as she has a few move 5 cards. No point in using the stamina potion here as I still have an even number of cards in my hand and I wouldn't gain an extra turn at this point. Lucky strike there. Wasn't expecting much from an attack 2 against 3 shields. Room 2 clear. On to the next door. Well, isn't this room crowded? 3 frost demons, 2 hounds, 4 living spirits, but looks like there was only 1 elite, the frost demon at the back. There's the chest at the back, behind a trap. A stun trap. No damage, just stunned until the end of your next turn. Back up and try to use this door as a choke point again. This area effect attack is going to have to be these guys in the middle, as the 2 closest frost demons are too isolated. Only 1 of the hexes has to be within range 3, which means I can reach these 2 hounds at range 4 with the other 2 of the area effect hexes. Difficult decision to know when to burn a card to save you from large amounts of damage, knowing that several more attacks are incoming. Looks like burning the card on the 4 damage was the right choice this time. Long or short rest? 2 items of armour expended, but too close to the enemies and allies are a bit far away. I think I'll have to short rest this time. Standard attacks from the Hounds and the Frost Demons, but the Living Spirit is going to add Curse to my attack dex. The Iron Helm saved me from that critical attack. Realising I was immobilised, I used my attack +1 to all ranged attacks to team up with my attack 3, range 3. One of the cursed cards I've just received saved my primary target from a certain death. Still have another 4 curse cards in my deck. Move over here and attack the monsters next to my allies with the Dirt Tornado's muddle effect. A miss and 2 curses, but at least the muddle still takes effect. I can't line up 2 enemies to take advantage of the skewer, so the Provoking Roars attack 2 disarm against the elite Frost Demon. Now's the time to use the stamina potion to gain an extra turn before my rest. Looking for something to pair up with Sinister Opportunity. Ink Bombs attack 4 against 2 shields and low health. Won't need the stun powder if this works. almost exhausted, may as well use this burn card. And maybe absorb some hits. Critical hit, just wasted the stun powder. Looks like I played these two cards the wrong way around, now I can't move. With 0 hit points and no cards to burn, the Cragheart is exhausted. With only the Frost Demon left, who was fatally wounded, this will be the last turn. Short rests for all, and a race for the chest before the end of the scenario. Curious gear, disarm all traps within range 2, picked up from a previous city event.
With the last of your adversaries dead, you approach the back of the chamber, where a small blue sphere floats above the floor. You slowly reach out your hand and find the orb cold to the touch. With a firm grip on it, the temperature is almost unbearable, but you quickly stash it into your pack and make your way back to the crooked bone.
One perk point for the Brute. Loot 5 or more gold piles during the scenario. A perk point for the Cragheart. Use your equipped items a number of times equal to your level plus 2. The Scoundrel missed out for not having maximum health at the end of the scenario. And the Tinkerer, I forgot about the long rests only.
You enter the abandoned tavern and call out to Hale. With no response, you wander around, observing the chaotic mess around you. You wonder how she gets any work done in this environment. As you approach the counter, Hale appears before you, holding the orb. Very interesting. She doesn't seem to notice you at all. A rift in our plane, somehow contained within a spherical barrier. Good thing you didn't break this on your way back. You easily could have been sucked into a realm of pure frost and been frozen solid before you had time to breathe. Or something worse could have happened. It's just so confounding. Who would have the power to do this? Hale takes a step to the left and disappears again. You wait for what feels like hours, refusing to sit on the few stools that haven't yet fallen apart. You call out occasionally, but receive no response. Oh, you're still here. You turn around to see Hale in the middle of the room. Good. I'd like to experiment on you if it's all right. She reaches out to you and you stumble backward, falling over a table that splinters into hundreds of pieces. Oh, don't be a baby about it. I'm pretty sure it will end well. Hale explains that she wants to try to bring forth raw power from another plane and contain it in a small orb that could give enhanced powers to anyone possessing it. The containment process, however, requires a lot of gold metal. Now that you have helped me in my endeavors, I suppose I should return the favor, Hale sighs. So, what was it exactly that you wanted?
Unlock Enchantress and 8 experience each. New location, Vibrant Grotto. Vibrant Grotto. Get Hale to help you locate Jexia. I've already located her through a previous quest, so I probably won't need to do this scenario. Objective. Loot 5 ornate chests with the loot action and not end of turn looting. This will require swapping some cards out to make sure we have sufficient loot abilities. Enemies include the Cave Bear, Earth Demon, Forest Imp, and Inox Shaman. This screen allows you to add enhancements to all your abilities. Select the ability and then the enhancement slot, and the enhancement you wish to add to that slot. Be aware that different enhancements cost a different base amount, and that cost is modified by the number of enhancements already on the card and the type of ability it is. When you remove an enhancement, you recover 75% of its full original cost. This refund allows you to unenhance a card that you no longer require when you gain new cards at higher levels. And as you add more enhancements to a card, the costs will increase significantly. Choosing an enhancement will take some consideration, and more gold, looking at all those red numbers on the side. We'll leave this to another time. I'll finish off with taking the bonus perk for the Cragheart for completing his battle goals. As you can see, I've already taken Resilient, Ignore Negative Scenario Effects, And Endurance, ignore negative item effects. The Cragheart is wearing armor that would give him 2 -1 cards. And finally, I have Focus twice. Replace 1 -1 card with a +1 card. I think I'll go for Focus again, removing another -1 card, before going for Dust, removing 4 0 cards. This will reduce my negative cards to a minimum. Please continue to follow my mercenaries on their quest through Gloomhaven.